you got to do what you got to do. And that's why these elimination pathways matter. So you cleanse the skin, get the adrenals online, start cleansing the kidneys. Make sure you cleansing the liver. The best way to cleanse the liver in a quick way is coffee enemas. All right. The other way is you're going to get a shot glass, a double shot. A double shot is 2.5 ounces, right? You're going to do an ounce of virgin organic olive oil, an ounce of that, the whole ounce of virgin organic olive oil. Make sure it's the real kind. And then you're going to squeeze a half a lemon and a half a grapefruit and do a pinch of salt. And you're going to add those together. You're going to take a shot of that every day for 5 days. Previous 5 days before you start doing that, make sure that you're doing nothing but apple juice and apples. 5 days of Granny Smith green apples. Make sure you eat it with the skin, and you're going to be juicing and drinking these apples too for 5 days. Nothing but apples. Because the malic acid from the apple juice and apples, it softens up gallstones. Not only do it soften up gallstones, it dilates the hepatic ducts. It dilates the hepatic ducts of the actual liver. And it calms down any inflammation that the liver is going through. Your liver is going to release so many gallstones. You're going to release so much metabolic waste. Your bilirubin might go up. That liquid gold is going to be released from the liver. So you might get jaundice. You might see jaundice coming to your eyes. Don't worry about all that. It just means you healing. They teaching you that it means your liver is failing. No, it don't. It means you actually healing. Next is always dandelion root and milk thistle capsules. Make sure that it's 1,000 milligrams or higher, or you wasting your time. And make sure that it's organically extracted. Make sure it's made and prepped the right way before you start putting them in your body. Okay? Now we're talking about the fourth one, the lungs. How do you clear the lungs? The best way to clear the lungs is bringing as much oxygen into them as possible. Hyperbaric oxygen chamber therapy, or doing deep mindful breathing. Deep mindful breathing is the best way. Deep mindful breathing. All right. Now, as far as teas, mullein leaf and coat's foot leaf is very, very good. And lungwort is very, very good for the lungs. Drink about 16 ounces a day. Make sure that you're being mindful when you breathe. Make sure that you're doing deep diaphragmatic breathing. You see that? And make sure you're focusing on your breaths. And make sure that you keep your heart rate in at least 72 to 85 beats per minute a day. I wouldn't go no higher than that. That shows you that you're in a very restful state. You're in a state of peace, and you're bringing in as much oxygen as possible. Remember, we're only allowed to breathe 21% oxygen right now. And the pressure from this enclosed earth have started to release itself. We used to be under heavy pressure, and we was receiving up to 65 to 80% oxygen. Back in those days, we was up to 16 feet, 32 feet. I know y'all seeing sleeping mountains looking like giants and stuff that I'm not going to even go get into right now. But that's because the oxygen was very, very bioavailable back then, which we don't have none right now. We only breathing in 21%. And that's if you in a good place to have a lot of trees that don't have that much environmental pollutants. In St. Louis, I think we breathe in 18%, which is considering very high when you look at Detroit and you start looking at Chicago and just different parts of the world that's very, very busy and all of their trees are being knocked down. Look, it's some places in the U.S. right now, 12% oxygen, 12%. And you wonder why you crazy. You have insomnia. You can't sleep. You can't poop. Your bowels can't regulate themselves. You can't even get an erection. Your penis can't get hard. Vaginal dryness. You are suffocating. You're creating a bunch of lactic acid. Your cells are going back to its ancient ways. We're have to ferment to even get ADP. ADP is ATP discharge. It ain't even getting this real currency. It's getting changed. It's not even getting them dollar bills. So you getting secondhand currency, and you wonder why you're mutating everywhere. You can't think, you sluggish, your memory, you forgetfulness, you got brain fog, your adrenals are fatigued because you're not converting and turning oxygen over into ATP by water molecules. So oxygen is very, very vital. I heard KRS say that oxygen is consciousness. You know what I'm saying? He said you breathing in consciousness.
I'm breathing in consciousness. I'm inhaling and exhaling God itself.
And it's a book called The Breath of the Yogi. It says to live and to think is to breathe. So if you're not breathing correctly, you're not living correctly, and it's impossible to think correctly or even think and operate and be in your higher self. Because the very consciousness around you, that life that's in the flesh, that's in the blood, is oxygen molecules. That's the spirit. And that's why when you stop breathing, you die. And your spirit separates from your soul and your body. That's what happens.